Okay, so this is for those who are going to be hosted with the Christian podcast community, those that will be posting here in our website. So we have to make some changes because we made upgrades with Blueberry's PowerPress. We have a beta version. There's one catch that I'll mention much later, and that's going to change with the beta version when we go to the real version, but I'll explain that in a while. So if you're new or you don't know how to do the posting of podcasts on our site, or if you know how, but you're saying what changed, well, this is going to be for you because there is a little bit of a change we're going to have. Let me explain the change. Basically what happened is as a community, we're going to put every folder, every podcast is going to have its own folder, and you're going to have all your stuff in your own folder. It will help with statistics. There's been changes with statistics, and that's where we're at. So, all right. So what you do is you go here to posts and add new. And so what you want to do is you want to put your title in, and we will put this title. Keep in mind here, only put the title of your episode. Do not put the pipe, which is the vertical bar, and your name or your podcast name, anything like that. iTunes doesn't like it. They will flag you possibly and remove you. So go over to schedule. I'm going to schedule this for the next day here. I'm going to set it for 10 o'clock in the morning. Make sure you hit OK, because that is going to tell you basically when it's scheduled. If you forget to do that, it will not say schedule. It'll say here, it would end up saying publish, and that would publish immediately. So if you want to schedule it. By the way, notice here, one of the advantage of hosting with us is when this posts, you will automatically get it shared in our Striving for Eternity page, on my Twitter, and also on Christian Podcast Community Twitter. Now, here's a permalink. What I want you guys to do here is please remove whatever you have here, because it's probably going to be really long if you have a long title anyway. Put your show name and then a dash and the episode. And so if you do that, I think that was the episode number. Let me just double check. It was... And now, in my case, because I have dailies, I have to do this. But this keeps this link short. This is the link you can share when you're sharing your podcast. I am working on something called Pretty Links that will basically replace this Striving for Eternity with your own domain. When I get that up and running, I'll let you guys know. Now, important, as you come over here to the categories, you'll see categories for different podcasts. We have Apologetics Live, Are You Just Watching, Five Solas. You want to make sure there's two categories must be selected. One is podcasts, plural. The other is the category for your show. This is Rap Report Daily, so I'll choose that. I'm going to go into my tags, and you're going to notice I put RR tags, and it pre-fills it for me. That's because of something I have that you guys can also get, which is called Text Extender. I'll let you guys know if you want to know about that more. Just contact me. The tags, when you fill it in, the podcast must be selected. So here in categories, podcasts, do not add new categories, please. You can add as many tags as you want, but do not add more categories. And so if you see things in the categories that the whole show is about Mormonism, then maybe you want to add that. But what we'd ask you to do is just check those out. There is a PowerPress to social. I'm still playing on with that. When I get that figured out, I will let you know. Add a picture. Now, if you don't have one of our pictures that are already there that you want to use, go to upload, select your files, upload a picture. If it is here, then just grab it. Now, one of the things I'm going to request is when you do upload a file, edit the image so that it's not bigger than like 300 by 300. The reason being is when it shows up on the website, it becomes really big, especially on mobile. They're not going to see where to listen. So it gives a really bad user interface that way. So we want to keep those small. Here, choose the category for your podcast. This is the Rap Report Daily. I will choose that. Now, this is where we have something new if you've been podcasting before and posting before. This link to media now is going to have something new. Because we're in a community, you now have to select your program. You'll see all the programs that we currently have. Just choose yours. This is Andrew Rappaport's Daily Rap Report. I select that. This will eventually have, as you can see, more and more files that are there in the folder. But I'm putting a new one up, so I'm going to say Upload New Media. I'm going to grab my file. I'm going to drop it in. If it's got quick internet, this goes quick. This is also only a 2-minute show, so it's quick that way. Here is where in the beta version there is a bug that we are told. When you click verify URL, it should say all is good. However, in the beta version, they have a known bug that says unknown error. We've been told ignore that error and just move on. Now, I wish we didn't have that. When we get to the final version, we're going to not have that. The reason we went to this beta version is for statistics, because being in a community, they're having trouble basically figuring out the statistics. So in here, you can put, Andrew discusses the third judge, and we'll give his name. And now what I do is this. I have, remember I put my RR title. That pops up. This is my text extender. And so I can put my, in here, just on I have, so it makes it quick. And you'll see once I click OK, it puts in there my episode. But I put my episode number there. Now, if you're going to put a bunch of regular text, please use this more thing. It just keeps it's a way of telling the website not to post this stuff. I have a bunch of stuff I always put, so I use my text extender. As you just see what text extender does, it just quickly pushes everything out so that I have all this that I don't have to retype. If you want to mention you're part of the Christian podcast community, that would be great. So when we get done with all of these things, now, so remember, here in this category, you must have your show. When you go in here to the linking of media, you must make sure it is your show. And then here in these categories, you must make sure it's your show. If you don't, you may not be heard. So please check those things before you submit. I'm asking that we keep these kind of small. By the way, with the naming of files, notice the name I have, just Rap 0335 and then a short name. Please put the 4-digit characters that you gave us that you wanted to use. That way it's easier to manage all the episodes. Nobody sees this name other than you when you look at the statistics that get emailed to you. So what you could do is just put your 4-digit code underscore the episode number. If you want to put a dash in something to remember it by quickly. But as you see here, if you get it too long, I did some long ones and they can look like that. It becomes difficult. There could be some issues if the file name's too long. So keep a very short file name. And then once you're all done, just hit schedule and it's scheduled to go. So if you have any questions with any of this, please let me know. What I like to do is go back to the posts, and I like to make sure that it says scheduled. I like to make sure that it has podcasts plural here, my show here, podcast singular here, and my show, and that it's scheduled for the right day. So that is how to post. If you guys have any questions, again, please reach out to me and let me know. Thanks a lot.